I am so scared of what I just witnessed. But if you guys don't know who I am, let me just tell you. I'm Jason. And I love this user named Craig Mario Fan. But he kept something dark to the public. I was just watching some YouTube videos until I got a notification from Craig Mario Fan. It was another segment he uploaded. Because he said on his community post he will do another segment. But this time, this segment is based off one of the characters, Cammy the Chameleon. But this one isn't right at all. The thumbnail was scary. The segment was called Cammy Goes Too Far. The thumbnail shows a picture of Cammy being so mad with blood all over her, with Craig, Thomas, Jolly, Elmo, and Big Bird being so scared. I shrugged it off. Then it started. It started off with Yoshi, Daniel, Onion, and Chili being bored, as Yoshi then says,
Guys, I'm so bored!
Daniel then says, Same here. I don't know what to do. Chili then says, Same here, bro. Then Onion replied with,
Yeah, same.
Then my smiley face turned into a shocked face when they heard a gunshot. Then Yoshi then said,
What was that?
Then Daniel then says, I don't know. I think that was like a gunshot or something. Then they run up to Craig when he was having a chat with Thomas. Then Craig said, hey guys, me and Thomas were just having a chat together. So, what is it? Then Daniel then says, Craig, Thomas, did you guys hear the gunshot? Then Thomas then said,
Oh, Daniel, don't be so stupid. Me and Craig didn't hear the gunshot.
Then the gunshot happened again. Then Yoshi then said,
And there it goes again!
Then Craig then says, Okay, Thomas, we were wrong. There was a gunshot. Then Craig then says, You know what? Thomas, Yoshi, Chili, Onion, Daniel, go get the others. They all agreed to then get to the others. And they showed a little compilation of it. Then, Mario then said, So Craig, why did you bring us here? Then Craig says, Well, Mario, we heard a gunshot, and I think it's coming from the kingdom, instead of that castle. We need to go take a look what's in there. They all agreed and then walked up to the door. When Craig was about to open it, he was hearing some girl crying. Then Thomas then said,
Craig, are you gonna open the door?
Then Craig then said, Guys? I think I hear someone crying in there. Then Mario then said, Craig, don't be stupid. Just open the door. Then Craig opened it. Then he gasped. Then Thomas then comes in, gasping as well, along with the others seeing what happened. They see Cammy, Tito, and the worst thing that they saw is Willie dead. Cammy then starts to scream, cry, break down, and run over Willie's body. Then Craig then said, Oh my god. Elmo then said,
What the heck just happened?
Then Cammy starts to go insane and rushes over to the kitchen. Then everyone was starting to get confused. Then Thomas then chugs up to Tito and then says to him,
Tito, can you explain why Willie shot himself?
Then this segment then started to get even more scarier. They saw Cammy holding a butcher's knife covered in blood, holding Gordon's head. Everyone then gasped. Then Craig said, Cammy, what are you doing? Then Cammy then throws Gordon's head at Thomas. Then Cammy then says,
I blame Tito for what he did!
Then Cammy then runs up to him and starts to stab him with it. Then Jeffy then tries to save Tito because he's his friend. But Cammy then throws Jeffy at the TV. Then Daniel then starts to get mad and tries to attack her. But then Cammy then stabs Daniel in the eye with a butcher's knife. Then everyone starts to get scared. Then Cartoon Cat then says, Oh god, we gotta get out of here! He tried to open the door, but it was locked. Then he was saying, "What? The door! It's locked! I can't get out!" He keeps trying, but he can't do it. Then Siren Head said, Cotton Cat, you forgot to unlock it. That makes him say, oh. Then he unlocks it very quickly. Then Thomas then said,
Everybody, run for your lives.
They all ran out. Then Freddy and Bonnie were the last ones to get out. Then Freddy then says, Bonnie, unlock it quickly! Bonnie then says, Alright, Freddy. Then Bonnie unlocks it. Then they both ran away. Then it showed 10 hours later. They were all walking. Then Jolly then says, I don't understand. George then said, Don't understand what, Jolly? What's going on? Jolly then says, I don't understand how Cammy got insane and Willie died in the first place. Maxie then said, I don't know, we gotta find somewhere to stay. Then Thomas then said,
You have a good point, Maxie.
Then something went inside Craig's head. Then Craig says, Aha! I have an idea. Everyone looked at him. And Craig then said, How about we go to Flumpty's house? It'll be much better to be staying there. Everyone agreed. Then everyone went on the trains of the tank engines. And then they drove over to Flumpty's house. Then Craig knocked on the door and Flumpty answered. Oh, hey guys! I see you guys came to our house. Then Craig then says, Flumpty, you gotta let us in. It's an emergency. Flumpty then says, okay. Then everyone then sat it down. Then Birthday Boy Blam then says, So guys, what do you guys want to talk about? Then Thomas then explained what happened. Then Birthday Boy Blam then said, Oh my god. Flumpty then said, I never expected a chameleon to go insane. Grunkfuss then says, Yeah, and poor Willie. And Tito. But what happened to Jeffy? Then Craig then says, He's gone. Flumpty then says, So does that mean Jeffy's dead? Elmo then says,
Elmo's afraid so.
Then Flumpty then says, Alright guys, you guys have your own rooms, so you guys can sleep. But we should go to sleep. We have a very busy day today. Bonnie then says, Alright, Liam. Everyone went into their rooms and falls asleep. Then Birthday Boy Blam then decided to get up because he wants to go for a drink. Then he went out of the one at Flumpty's room, walks over to the kitchen and grabs a drink and drinks it. Then he says, What a nice refreshing drink. Now time for me to go back to my sleep. When he was about to walk, the lights then turned off. He said, Who turned out the lights? Then he said, Oh god, I need to find a flashlight. He then finds it on the floor and grabs it. And then he says, Ah, here it is. Then he turns it on. Then he starts to walk over. When he was walking, he saw some blood on the floor. He then says, What? Blood on the floor? How did it? Nah, forget it. Then he continues walking. When he was continue walking, he saw more blood. He was getting kind of confused, but then he continued walking. When he was about to enter, he saw Beaver's dead body at the door. He then says, What? Beaver? Are you okay? He didn't respond. Then he opened the door, seeing the rest of his friends dead. He then said, Wait a minute! No, this can't be! When he was about to take one more step, Cammy then stabs him with the knife. Then he falls onto the floor. It was black for a couple of seconds until his vision starts to get up. In his vision, he saw some feet. And I think I knew who that was. It was Cammy. She was holding a baseball bat. Then Birthday Boy Blam looks at the camera saying, Oh crap! Then Cammy then says, Batter up! And then she slams it into his head, killing him instantly. Then James then gets up. And then he starts to chug over because he wants to get something to eat. But then James just realized something. He didn't have any arms. But then he continued chugging. because he was about to go somewhere. Then Cammy, then out of nowhere, slashes James in half, killing him. Then it showed a little compilation of Cammy killing everybody. And it was black for a couple of seconds until it said 3 hours later. Meanwhile, Craig was just sleeping all alone. Then Thomas then went inside of it. Then Thomas then said,
Craig, we have a problem.
Then Craig gets up, saying, What's the problem, Thomas? And then he says,
My friends from my room are missing.
Then he says, Damn, that's a problem, Thomas. We have to go find them. Then Craig opened the door, but then out of nowhere, he saw a lot of dead bodies here, like James, Freddy, Big Bird, Elmo, Cookie Monster, and the others. Thomas, is it just me, or why are these guys dead? Then Thomas shrugged it off. Then they continued walking over to the door. But then they saw Cammy at the door. Then Craig and Thomas then looked at each other. Then they both started to scream. Then Cammy then runs over to Thomas, grabs a lollipop, grabs Thomas, and shoves it up his mouth, killing him. Craig then runs away to his room, because there's actually an escape hole there. Escape window. Then Craig then says, Oh god, I gotta get out of here. Then Craig jumps in it, trying to escape. But then Cammy enters the room and grabs Craig by the leg. Then Craig said, Oh crap. Then Cammy throws him to the ground. Then Craig said, Cammy, how did you find us? Cammy then said,
I know where you are.
Then Cammy uses the sword and chops Craig's head off, killing him instantly. Then Cammy then walks off camera. Then she grabbed a gun, points it to her neck, and shoots herself, causing it to fade to black. Then it went back to the Mushroom Kingdom, but it was different. The sky was red, and it showed a lot of dead bodies of his friends. Then it showed Thomas again. I actually thought he was dead, but he came back. But the difference is he had robotic arms for some reason. But then he turned around, revealing to be Thomas and Friends Who Train Massacre version of Thomas.
Then he said in a robotical voice, but he didn't use UberDuck for it.
You idiots! Why did you watch this video? You should not have done that. Now everyone is dead because of you killing Willie. But now if you excuse me, I have some busy stuff to do. Later, fools.
He then cuts the screen with his saw. Then it ended. I was so scared of what I just saw. Cammy was one of my favorite characters, alongside with Freddy, and she literally killed everybody. Then Craig then uploaded a community post saying that he is sorry for uploading it. Then I clicked on read more and it said, that segment is gone now. If you guys see a creepy segment made by Craig Mario fan, I highly recommend you don't watch it at your own risk.